Hot Mic with Lady She podcast. I am your host, Lady She. I am super excited for tonight's interview, guys. I have somebody special here with me tonight. He's from Hempstead. Hey, T for life. Y'all know how I feel about my town, okay? Listen, y'all can get hands and feet behind to my town, be clear, okay? But we got one that fights. He is in the trenches. He is about his business. He put his money where his mouth is. You know, all the little sayings that people say that keep it real and do what they say. I have Mr. Matthew Harris here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited for you to be here.
It's a pleasure, absolutely. Me too.
Let's go. If you want, you can introduce yourself the way you see fit.
Absolutely. First of all, I'm a man of God. It's an absolutely beautiful thing to be here. I'm a man of God. Everybody in my town, my community, they know me affectionately as Half or Half on the track. A lot of people know me by Matthew Harris, my birth name, and due to the business and the way I've been moving lately, in my life now, and the direction I've been going through. So, I stand behind that and I hold that proudly. Matthew does mean gift from God, and I truly believe that I'm here for a reason and for a purpose, and that's through Him.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Listen, all of that. He coming in hot, y'all. Listen, so basically he said, I'm a few things, but right now I'm Matthew Harris because I'm standing on business. That's basically what he said. Let's get it. Okay, so speaking on that, my first question to you is, who is Matthew Harris?
Matthew Harris, a natural born leader. I'm a person from the Hempstead community. People know about Hempstead. If you don't know, Hempstead is one of the most known, if not the most known community in Long Island. It's an underserved community that I'm proud to be from. I love my community. I love the people of my community. I'm a child of God, a man of God. I'm a husband to a beautiful, beautiful queen, Brittany Harris. I'm a father to 3 beautiful children, Nia, Naya, and Matthew. I'm just a person that's about what I say. Like you said, I say what I mean when I say it. I'm a person of action.
Love it. Standing on business.
Just here to live out my purpose. Whatever God see me fit, that's what I'm here for.
Let's go. All right, so even mentioning being from Hempstead, a lot of different things come to mind when people think of Hempstead, especially when they don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went away to school, and when the first time I told somebody else from Hempstead, they were like, they brought up a strip club. I was like, that's not all that's out there.
They said the waist?
They said, what did they say?
The waist?
Yeah. They definitely did. I was in Norfolk, Virginia, and I said, how do you know about that? I said, let me tell you something about my town. And at the school, you know what I'm saying? We got pilot thing going too. So, growing up in Hempstead, like, what was that like?
You could imagine just like any other community across these ghettos of America. We from an underserved community, poverty, gangs, violence, and on the flip side, it's a beautiful town with tiger pride, where people, we love where we're from, we respect where we're from, and growing up, my life could be probably like any other kid. A single mother, black mother, raised 6 kids on her own, with the support of family, of course, and my life, it was great. It was great.
Okay,
through the ups and downs, through things that I look back at it now, and I reflect on my life every day and where I am, and I didn't have the worst life ever. We had our hardships just like any other black family have in this community.
Right.
And we could get through that later on, but yeah, my life has been okay. I can't complain. I'm still sitting here next to you. It's a blessed thing.
You sitting here, you rocking. So six children. Which one are you?
5.
You the 5th one?
So I'm the 5th one. I'm technically the baby. My younger brother, he has a different father. We share different fathers. So he was officially the last child, but I'm the last child of my father kids.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm kind of like the oldest, but the youngest. If you.
I know all about it. I'm the middle child, so yes, I get that.
I'm like the big little brother.
Yeah. So where did that come from, though? How did you end up being the big little brother? Because that doesn't come from the sky.
Came from that man. It just came from that. Honestly, when I was young, I take it back to when I was young, and my mother, single mother, 6 kids. She tried her best and she did the best for us, and I love and appreciate everything that she did for me, still do for me, and how she raised me and my siblings. And she used to, raising 6 kids, you can imagine a single mother is not easy.
Yeah.
Especially coming from the communities we come from. lack of support and resources, and the list goes on. But I just always felt the need to help, to want to help. Not to be a burden on my mother, or not to give her any difficulties, but to be that individual to help her. I don't want to see her struggle. I don't want to see her weak in anything. I just wanted to help. So at a young age, I just always felt the need to go get it.
Yeah.
You know, I started when I was young, 8, 9 years old, going to the grocery store, packing groceries, packing groceries, helping people to the car with their groceries. And you know, at the end of the day, I count on my coins, whatever it is. I'm going in the grocery store and I'm buying groceries for the house. Okay. You know, holiday come, I'm buying stuff for myself. It's always for everybody else out. So I felt like that was just my duty. It was just in me, you know, an innate thing I was born with to always just help. Yeah. And it started from helping my family, helping my moms the most. Okay,
that was good. So do you consider that to technically like kind of be your why as to why you move the way you even move as an adult? Because our childhood is a reflection of how we are as adults.
Absolutely, definitely.
Okay. Absolutely. All right, love that. Music though. I'm a music lover, and I'm a singer, and I write. So I need to know where that came from. My
passion, my first love, another thing that came from God. He blessed me with the gift and the ability to just love music, to do music. When I was in the 4th grade, I was in the band, the marching band. I played the drums. I was the bass drum in the marching band. I just love music. I just took the music since a baby. Before I could remember, my mother used to say she used to just hum and do things, and I used to just repeat it. And she just knew I was musically inclined. So growing up, just music. I just love music. Love hip hop. Love the art. Just love, you know, the expression, to be able to express myself. And that's what I use it for, as a tool.
Okay. You know? All right. So with the music, is that something that you use the art to reflect? Because you know what they say, art imitates real life. So is it something where it's like a release for you? Things you're going through, things that's going on internally, maybe pain. Like, where's it come from?
Absolutely. Always what I'm going, all the above. And I get creative too, but you know, I reflect on my music I used to make coming up, and it was always what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm going through, what I might see others go through, what other experience I might see that I could speak on and be vocal about. And honestly, where I'm at, and I'm really just starting to get back to that, like right now.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Timing, guys.
And we gonna cause you know, through all the things I'm going through in my transitions, and just me renewing myself and reintroducing me to me, me as like who I am now. You know, I'm just trying to find my way. I kind of lost touch with the art and the craft of making music. Always still love music and producing, but that just writing and putting that pen down and just getting things out, it's nothing like it.
Ooh, let's get it. Yeah, okay. Listen, so tapping into the music, we know you got that going on. What else is it that you actually do?
So alongside the music, I do a personal trainer. You know, me and my wife and I, we in the fitness business. We became personal trainers during the pandemic.
Nice.
You know, it was a need to fill. Honestly, we both was just in the gym hard every day, all day, just recording what we do, putting it on social media. And, you know, we walk around in public and we get individuals who ask us, like, do y'all train? Y'all train? Y'all look great. Y'all do this. And then one day, I remember verbatim, it was yesterday, we was in ShopRite, and, you know,
excuse me.
Bless. And y'all train? And I was like, no. Then a light bulb. I'm like, yo, babe, we should start training. Then I said, all right. Came up. Started, you know, brainstorming what we're gonna call it. Embody. It was just body. At first, it was just body, B-O-D-Y, just body. And then it was too simple. And then I'm like, embody. Then we changed to embody. If you see the logo, you see it's a silhouette of me and her flexing. That's us on the logo. And, you know, embody is just because on that fitness journey, and when you chasing a fitness goal or a lifestyle, we like to say it's a lifestyle. That's our slogan. It's a lifestyle. You have to embody a lot of things, and that's just in life.
Perfect.
In life, general, you have to embody a lot of things in order to succeed and be great, especially with fitness, because that's like one of the hardest journeys for a lot of people. The discipline, the consistency, everything. It's just changing your whole process, your way of thinking. So you have to embody all those things, and in order to be in that lifestyle and just being fit is the plus. That's a bonus of living a heavy lifestyle. It's
it affects everything else.
It affects everyone. When your mental is there and you locked in, there's nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop you at all.
Can you or do you mind sharing with us, if anything? Like, I know being from where we're from, we've seen a lot. We know about a lot that has gone on with even people that we grew up with, even our own family members and stuff like that. Do you have anything that may have transpired in your life that was like, that click was like, I need to be on the right path, I gotta do right, like trauma? Like, I know, I realized that you didn't mention your dad at all, like anything connected to him. Do you have any resentment about him not being in? Because even though you were the kid that stepped in and did whatever, it still affected you.
Absolutely.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It shows up in everything you're doing now. So did anything ever happen, or do you feel any type of way about, you know, him not being there to assist with 6 children?
To speak on that, like right now, my father's in a nursing home. He's been there over 3 years now. He suffered a stroke, unfortunately. Lost function in the right side of his brain, so which caused to lose function on the whole right side of his body. And I'm there for him all the time. I've seen him today, dropped him every week. I'm there by his side, and I always have these discussions with my wife. And I said, growing up, regardless of what my father did or didn't do, his absence, I never looked at him in no certain way ever.
Wow.
I never had the heart to. Growing up, my mother always made sure we was in his life some way, somehow, however that may see fit. You know, he was like trying to find calm in San Diego looking for him, but I used to always reach out just because it's my father. I see him, hey dad, it light up the room, you know, and I love him. You know, I love my father, so. But I'm pretty sure it's certain things, because when he's around, I throw jabs at him. Like, yeah, I'm a man, like ain't got nothing to do. But it's, and I look at it, I said, maybe it was God keeping him away from me to be who I can be.
Come on, sir.
He might have been, he wasn't the best person he could be for me, so he was away from me, and that was probably the best thing for me. You understand? So it allowed me to be the person I am, and the father that I am to my kids, and the husband that I am to my wife, and then just the son that I am to be able to take care of him now. You understand? And I don't really hold anything against my father.
Ooh.
But
y'all heard that? You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. You gotta release. That thing is hard, but it can be done. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Like, from my whole heart, thank you for that, because so Matthew is a part of my Men Were Art Thou series. For those who may not know, I created this to give our men a safe space for them to just share their heart, whatever it is they want to put out there, that maybe they don't feel heard, maybe they don't feel like they're understood. That's what this platform is for. That's what this series is for. And I want to bring light to what he just said, because there's so many men, a lot of times when it comes to the dad being absent, they're kind of afraid to really share how they feel about it. And it's okay to say, I don't hate my father. He just wasn't there. And maybe that was God blessing me, because I had a mother who was able to be there. Yes, I had to step it up a little bit, but it grew me up in a certain way, in a positive way. I wasn't in pain. I didn't do the wrong thing out there, which I could have. But his absence actually helped create me as the man I am right now. Absolutely. So thank you for that. Like, that was hard.
That was one of the things that made me who I am. The big thing that changed my life is me being incarcerated.
Okay.
You know, back in 2010, I was incarcerated, sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, served 2 years upstate, and that was the turning point in my life. That was the it factor for me. That was the it factor. Me being who I am and like how smart I perceive myself to be, and never thinking jail would be in my future, but the way I was moving, what I was doing, I was naive. When I was hustling, I hustled from bagging groceries to the streets.
Right.
My whole motive was to hustle. And me as a hustler, I was just taking care of everybody.
But that was survival.
Yeah, it's actually a survival.
You said it. You like my mother, whatever, so I went to the store to do this. That's survival. I
hustled, and my needs changed. I got older, wanted to pursue my career as far as music, and I had to fund my own career. I had to do things, so I'm gonna just get it the best way, no how.
Right.
You know, hustling is of my nature, of my spirit. I come from a line of hustlers in my family, and that's just what I do. But that 2 years was the eye-opener. Once they put me in them state greens and that county orange, and I had to look myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, no, this is
this ain't it.
Because I know I was a leader, but my thing was, how do I want to lead? I want to lead them to the light or lead them to the dark.
Right,
you understand?
right.
So I felt I was leading in a way that wasn't conducive to my well-being and who I really was. But then just being locked up those couple years gave me a lot of time to evaluate myself, talk to myself, and reconnect with God. So
Let's go.
that's what it was. Did the 2 years. I came home. I ain't turned around since.
You turn back.
Absolutely
love that. It can be done, people. It
Absolutely
can be done. So even like I know you're a part of SNUG, right?
Absolutely.
Can you just share with them what SNUG is?
Absolutely. SNUG, Hempstead SNUG.
Let's go.
The work I'm very, very proud of. I am the program manager for Hempstead SNUG. For y'all who don't know who SNUG is, we're a gun violence initiative. We work in the community to reduce gun violence by mediating conflicts with individuals at the highest risk of shooting someone or being shot. And this work is near and dear to me because it is in my hometown. I've lost so many friends to gun violence. I don't even care to count anymore, keep up with dates and things no more. You know, I was 17 when I lost my best friend to gun violence.
Wow.
You know, he's 4 years older than me, but we had a connection. And he was right there with me, my right hand for a short. And I reflect back like, it was a short time. It was only like maybe 2 years we was like solid. And he assisted me a lot, you know, with music and just being a close friend and more like a brother to me. And it's just so many. I could go on, the list could go on about how many people we lost. And so I feel for the youngins, you know, the YNs that we like to talk about. I feel for them, understand where they come from, and there's probably things I don't understand that I'm trying to understand that way I can help navigate them. So SNUG, we're in a community. We're located on 52 North Franklin Street. You know, we're funded by DCJS, Division of Criminal Justice Services, New York State. We with FCA, Family and Children Services. I got a great team, man. I got a great team of men with me that's there doing the work every day, boots to ground, we in the community, really serving our community, you know, supporting these young kids, supporting the youth to the best of our ability, and supporting whole families as well. So it's great work. And I just feel like it's just God sent, it's just a part of who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, with that, you know, mentioning how many people we lost, especially our town, like, it's a thing. It's a thing, and it needs to stop. And we absolutely appreciate the work, you know, you guys do over there at SNUG. What do you feel is actually happening? Like, when it comes to, you know, you mentioned that you've been incarcerated, so I'm sure in that 2 years, you started to see the different mindsets.
Absolutely.
That made you different, where you like, this is not for me. But unfortunately, for some people do actually belong in jail. For some of the things,
I agree.
this is never going to change, or they need real mental health assistance, awareness, and therapy and things. But you knew that wasn't your world. But being in that environment, you know, what do you think actually goes on up here with the men when it comes to the gun violence and the stuff that's happening in our communities?
I think it was a shift. First thing I noticed when I came home, even the bus ride back, I realized everybody was on their phone.
Well,
2010 I left. It wasn't even on Instagram.
right.
You know, iPhones was fairly still new for, you know, kind of, sort of, but there wasn't no Instagram. There ain't no Instagram. I came home, it was Instagram. Facebook always been a thing, but Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
What's being portrayed on social media, what's they're pushing on social media, the culture, the music, and then, you know, the drill scene came in, you know, things that these kids have access to that they seen that might have been somebody else's reality that they perceived as real to them, like they feel like they have to go ahead and, you know, repeat what they see.
Yeah, mimic. Yeah.
You know, they gotta repeat what they see, what's on social media, and drill music and the content of the music was a part of it. Just a part of it, but I think it's a big part of it. Because now in the work I do, and I'm in the studio with kids still, and that's all they doing. They want to make drill music. And I try to, you know, get them away from it, or at least just change it up. You know?
Right.
At least change it up. You
Yeah.
know? Being more tuned with yourself, you know, and talk about your reality.
Yeah, no, for real.
You know,
Talk about what's real.
So that changed, and then just dealing with everyday life in these communities where, you know, families are still struggling.
Yeah.
You know, young boys are still living in absent households without a father. Support system is weak. No resources. You know, the parents are struggling. So how can a parent really raise their kid to the best of their ability when they are struggling? And you know, it's cultural things. It's been historical,
Environmental,
generational.
Yes, for sure.
There's a lot of factors that could be calculated in when they talk about gun violence in the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what are your thoughts on part of the other reason why I started the series? Because at the time, I watched 2 black men kill themselves on live, and I was devastated. Like, was having nightmares for like a whole month straight, and I was like, I gotta see what's going on with our man. I'm like, and nothing, not being disrespectful, but we don't do that. You know, black men don't usually do that. You know, we see an influx in other cultures and other ethnicities and such, but for us, it's just a thing that we don't usually do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that was alarming for me. You know, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, speaking to that, the first encounter experience I had with suicide was, my friend. It wasn't my friend actually. It was my best friend's father. You know, my best friend Gregory. Speak his name, Gregory Allen McCoy, Snubs, Deuce Money, my brother forever. When he passed, when he got killed, unfortunately, in front of his house, in front of his father, died in his father's arms, right there. I pulled up on the scene, seen his body laying there. It was the most devastating thing ever, but 2 months after we buried Snubs, his father committed suicide. Wow. And in the same year, God bless, my friend Hector committed suicide.
Wow.
So that was like the first, run-in with like having suicide. Like I haven't seen, friends get killed, but suicide was different. So, and I didn't understand that. Hector never left a note. Uncle Alan, I can only imagine through the grief he was dealing with behind Greg that, he made a decision for himself. And then now when I bring us up to recent times, just most recently, Saturday, I just went to the funeral of a childhood friend, school friend, Teddy. He committed suicide. Wow. So, what that tell me, is that we hurting, men are hurting, we dealing with pain, suffering, sorrow, grief, a lot of things, all the above, because I deal with it as well. But thank God I have outlets, thank God I have a relationship with God, thank God I have a wife, I have a mom, I can talk to. I'm not afraid to talk and speak about what I need to speak when it's concerning things that's bothering me. But there's a lot of men that don't have that outlet. Well, if they do, they don't know how to use that outlet. So many stigmas about men speaking up and saying things, and they don't know how to talk, where to talk, or how to even begin a conversation. You understand? So I always have my wife, and I hear dumb things. That thing go on the internet, you should never tell a woman everything. She use it against.
Help the people.
I don't understand that.
Help.
I never understand that. Never will understand that. My wife, we've been together going on 19 years, almost 10 years in marriage. That's my best friend. I tell her any and everything about me, what's in my brain, how I feel. And she's always there to listen, to help me to the best of her ability. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, everybody don't have that, but we all do. You just gotta know. You gotta open your eyes. You have that person in your life that's willing to listen to you. And therapy is a big thing. I just reconnected with a therapist most recently. Last week I had another session. This is my 3rd therapist.
All right.
You gotta find one that works for you. It's all about
Tell the people that,
it's all about the connection. I know there's stigmas about therapy and all that. It's not a weakness. It's actually a strength to show that you're trying to do the work. Just acknowledging there's something is wrong within you and you need to heal from it.
Yeah.
You understand? And so I reached out, and thank God SNUG, and I do thank my job, because the workload and the work that we do is heavy, and we deal with other people's traumas, which sometimes cause us to relive our own. And one thing about this agency and our job in DCJS, they want to make sure that we taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
So they do offer us free therapy.
Awesome. That's
amazing. And we use those resources, and I use those resources And the therapist I just connected with is phenomenal.
Wow.
It's
That's
phenomenal.
That is awesome.
Compared to the first two, this one I think is the one.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how I even connected with this therapist because I filled out the form to request a session and I picked a certain provider. Mm-hmm. Then someone else reached out to me who wasn't the provider I chose. So when she reached out to me and I told my wife, I said, I know this is not the person I chose, but probably this is the person God is sending to me.
Come on, sir.
Because I wasn't going to respond, but then I was like, maybe this is who God is sending to me.
Come on.
And then I said, all right, I set up my session. I had my session, and I was just so grateful that I did. I'm like,
love that.
So,
thank you
just
for saying
gotta
that.
connect. You gotta connect, man. Go get therapy.
Yes.
There's resources out there. Connect with me. Hit me on my page. This is what I'm doing. Like, I'm about healing.
Let's go.
So we need to heal. Man.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that because a lot of times people will use that excuse. Oh, well, my therapist is horrible. Okay, well, that one didn't work. Find another one. Find another one. When you go to the store to look for something that you want, if they don't have your size, you go to another store.
It's like the weed man. When the weed man got bad weed, what you do? Do you keep going to the same weed man that give you that trash weed all the time? You like, nah, I'm going to him. His is fire, or I got mine. His ain't fire. You gonna keep going. You gonna find the weed man that you go get that medicine. Go find that therapist to give you that medicine that you need for your mental health that helps you get you the way you need to be, my brother.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that because I've heard so many different stories and excuses, and I always say I'm in a no excuse zone. Like, I don't want to hear it. It may sound mean, but I got to protect my peace. I got to protect all of this. And if every time I talk to you, you telling me how it's not going to work, I can't do it, beloved. I can't do it. That means you're choosing to not change. You're choosing to not push through to your issue. And to be honest, I mean, we don't have to deal with you. If you don't want to heal, I don't have to stay connected to you.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? If I'm telling you something, this is what I'm doing and it's working for me, and you should try it, and you keep bucking at me, I'm going to leave you to your demise. Mm-hmm. And it don't mean I love you, and it don't mean I'm praying against you or anything like that. I'm praying for you, I'm rooting for you, I promise. But I can't do it.
Absolutely.
Because I gotta go this way. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for sharing that. I love that, you mentioned having your wife as an outlet and, letting her know what's going on in your brain. I feel like a lot of the times that's part of the issue. And some of it is our upbringing, our homes. The whole, what goes on in the house stays in the house. So a lot of times, men, your makeup is to keep it inside and look strong and just hold it down. And even with social media, thank you for bringing that up. A lot of times, our men, what are they saying now? Crash out?
Yeah.
They crashing out because you post something on social media saying you're emotional or doing something that looks emotional. Now you a punk, you sassy. What's the new word? You zesty. Like all these different things that's still clawing at you, your manhood, your livelihood, who you are. Is words have power. That doesn't just go for the positive ones. The negative ones is serious, and they could carry. They could attach to your spirit. So. I would love for you to tap into. Please share like how you met your wife, like how did you guys get to this place where you're like 10 toes down, like unmovable, unstoppable, to even start a business together. A lot of people like, man, I ain't doing nothing with my wife. She too much. Like she got her business and I got mine, because I don't want her little 2 cents over here. How do y'all make that work?
Well, I met her before we actually got together. I met her like a year or so before we got together. Just leaving high school, going up. She was in Uniondale, I was in Hempstead. Just leaving high school early with my friends, going up to Uniondale High School.
Looking for girls.
Looking for something.
We used to do it too.
Looking
they
for
had
something.
cuties out there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Might have been girls.
Shout out to you, strong.
Some of us was looking for trouble. I was looking for girls.
You was definitely looking for girls.
And I found one.
Okay. He's like, and I found the one.
I found one. And,
okay.
We just connected that day, and then kind of lost connection over probably a year or so. Then we reconnected. I just seen her in the mall one day.
As adults?
Nah, I was 17.
Oh, okay. Y'all still kids.
Yeah, I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 17. I was 17. I was 17.
Okay.
And then we reconnected in a mall. Then I got up with her that night, just went to visit her, and I was just like, that's it. I ain't letting you go no more. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's
dope. She's been with me ever since.
That's dope. So even with, because I want you to tap into this. One of the things I'm seeing more inside of facilities is the young ladies coming in because of the dude they're connected to. Like when I go to the schools and speak to the girls, to the kids, I emphasize to the young ladies, be mindful of who you're dating. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of the type of man that you're looking at this age, because that's going to reflect as you get older. If he's verbally abusive, if he's physically abusive, if he's in the streets, like, why are you choosing that particular person? And at the end of the day, if this person gets in trouble and they try to tell you, whole list or do this, you won't get as much time, you're going to do time, sweetheart, because the jail is full of young ladies who are going to jail for the minute they choose. So even with that, what was that like? How were you emotionally there for her when you're in pain because you're locked up?
How was I there for her when I was locked up emotionally? I used to pray a lot. Like I said, I reconnected with God. She was there for me a lot, in a lot more ways. I ain't gonna hold it. I got to jail. I was still hustling. I was there for them.
It's a mentality. I'm laughing, but it's real. It's a mentality.
I was in jail.
It really
hustling.
is.
I looked at myself in jail. I got fresh, all white Air Force Ones, crispy oranges, a cell full of comments. I'm in there. I got bags of comments. I'm like, yo, I'm
oh my gosh.
I had in my brain I was gonna go up north and hustle. I was just like, but I left it right there in the county.
All right.
I left it right there in the county, and that's what reshaped me and reconnected me with myself, is just praying.
Yeah.
I rely heavily on God. I was born, raised in the church. I was raised to love God. And that's what really, that was my stronghold.
Yeah.
And my family, knowing that she was out there, it was challenging.
Yeah.
Like anybody, we went through our challenges. I was never never abusive person. I never took advantage of her, and I just, she was special. I always just felt like she was special. I wasn't perfect. I was 17, 18, 17,
kids,
18-year-old mind, But I just always followed my heart.
I love it.
My heart never let me
Y'all hear the man? Someone that it's working. Listen to the people that it's actually working, not the gurus, okay? That's out here just telling y'all a story. But thank you so much for sharing that. I kind of want you to kind of give us like a segue into you're starting your own entity, right? What is that about, and what is it going to be?
Well, right now my biggest focus is mental health,
right,
and healing, and black men healing.
Right.
You understand? So I want to start support groups for men, just healing, and every sense of the word, whatever traumas you may face, whatever you might have going on in your life that you might heal from. Traumas could be from the biggest thing to the smallest thing.
Yeah.
It don't necessarily have to mean that you lost somebody that got killed tragically.
Yeah.
It could be the smallest thing, that just things in your household coming up, and like a lot of things we go through, and a lot of ways people are as adults is a reflection of things that they went through and that they experienced coming up through their younger years as a child.
Absolutely.
And me that understands that and identify that and that the need for healing, I look around and I see what's going on in the world, and it's just we all damaged.
Yeah.
We all damaged, and we never really, we look to weed, drugs, alcohol,
temporary
band-aids, things that really doesn't help anything.
It's not getting to the root of the issue.
No.
Basically.
So understanding that, I like to recognize that the root of the issue, and that's just me getting more in tune with myself to really keep digging into
love that.
me, so I understand what direction I need to go to, and maybe I could shed light to my brothers and individuals around me that I'm like, who don't know. I could be that light to say, listen, this is what I do, this is what works for me, and it's helping me. So.
Absolutely. So what do you think, you seeing everything and knowing everything connected to, being a black man, connected to the things for sure is going on in a black community, what do you think will stand out with your program compared to the other programs? Because we, shout out to Hempstead, there is a lot of programs out there that's supposed to be like a safe space for the men and for the kids and stuff like that. So what do you think, with your knowledge and now, your experience all these years, especially with SNUG and stuff, what do you think will make your organization stand out?
Me.
Or your programs? Oh, well, hello.
Me.
Okay.
Me. Just being 100%
Yeah.
authentic. It's
That
nothing
was
fake
it.
about me. It's,
That was it.
you getting real life, real from a real individual, and that's just the difference.
So-
People are one way on camera and behind, so I am just 110% me.
Wait, what's your name on social
half.
media? He just half of him.
Half is him.
That's exactly what
Half,
it is.
yeah, I'm just me. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, I connect with people differently because I'm from the heart.
Yeah.
No ulterior motives, not for financial gain. It really is giving me joy to help people.
Yeah.
And I do this daily. Strangers, people I know, try to help people. You can't help them because they ain't really trying to help themselves.
Sir.
But
Sir.
I just feel
We
like
can't be here forever, but we could be on that subject right there because
trust me.
what are you doing?
All day.
Um,
All day.
so I love what you said because, you know, there's a saying, God can't bless who you pretend to be.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a lot of times, and I'm not trying to be funny because we're going to keep it all the way tall here. A lot of the organization and the programs that I see a lot of times, they fall to the wayside or maybe a few that hang on because of their just relationship, but it's not effective because people aren't keeping it 100. And when you want help and you realize the person that's helping you ain't what it is, it's hurtful.
Absolutely.
And then it makes it hard for other people who want to start one. So, you know, we got to be better. You know what I'm saying? If this is something that you have the means to do, you have the resources to do it, be real with people. You know what I'm saying? People hurting. So be real with people and treat people how you want to be treated. If it was your child looking for mentorship or your child looking for some type of whatever, how would you want them to be treated? You want them to go to somebody that's authentic and that's genuine and is real.
Absolutely.
So, you know, thank you so much for saying that. He's saying the difference is y'all gonna have him. A real one who'd have been through it, he not gonna tell you nothing. That's not something he hasn't experienced. And if he didn't experience it, he probably could connect with somebody who has.
Absolutely.
But you gotta be real with people. I think that was so vital. So thank you so much for saying that.
Definitely.
That's a big deal. That is a very, very big deal. So, one of the things I want to touch on is surroundings, right? So they say if you have 5 friends that are successful, you're gonna be the 6th one that's successful. Just kind of help them understand how important your people are around you.
Very important. And just to speak to that, growing up doing music, I was always the head of my team. You know, always the head. It wasn't always with people I could pull from and learn from. I was always the person people was pulling from and learning from and attaching to, which kind of was a good thing and a bad thing in a way. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
So
Because you don't really always want to be you don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron, but it's like, who can I look up to when everybody's looking up to me?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's also where the therapy comes. That's also where wife comes in. All these things. So I absolutely get what you're saying.
So I felt if I was around more individuals that was doing better than me, that could show me more, teach me more, tell me more, I probably would have been in another space. Not saying a better space, but just a different space. But that's key. You are the company you keep. You understand? You're the company you keep. That's why when I did get arrested and I went to prison, I realized like how many people really follow me and look up to me. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I asked myself, like, what kind of leader do you want to be?
Right.
Like, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Who are you?
Absolutely.
Ooh, that was the one
and I had
right
to
there.
get in touch with myself.
Yeah,
So-
no, that was good. That was good. Because I love that the flip side of that is if you have 5 friends that are broke, you're going to be the 6th one too.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, literally goes both ways. But, you know, thank you so much for sharing that. So what is the plan? Like, what is there for us to look to for you in the future, the near future, and then you can give us maybe down the line as well?
Near future, my plan is still unfolding and I'm still putting it together. Like I said, I'm in a new space in my life. And just before I became, and I touch on this, before I became employed with Hempstead SNUG, I was in a dark space in my life. We're saying like I didn't have a vision. I I came to one point. Once I looked, I wasn't doing music because I'm not chasing being a rapper no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then look at the industry and everything. Everybody going
big
through.
Facts.
I look at it like God probably saved me. From
Bro, it's too much.
And no, I was probably got spared. Like he didn't want that for me. But I do use my gift for music in other ways to help kids and to spread certain messages. So that's always a plus, and it's always there. But I was in a dark space. I didn't know what I wanted. I had to really refigure myself out.
Right.
And I was just depressed, and I was just, drinking all the time and just in a funk. Mm-hmm. And then God told me just be still.
Ooh.
I'm a type of person. I
snap
can't.
my finger, but
I'm moving. I've been on the go since a child. Like running, gunning. My mother always tell me, bro, you're not a little boy no more. You gotta slow down. But at this specific moment in my life, God just told me, just be still. Like, be still.
Felt that thing.
And it was hard because I'll just be laying in the bed miserable. Like I wasn't employed at the moment because my job that I had for 8 years, they went bankrupt twice and got bought out. I decided to just split ways and I was doing independent contractor like Instacart, DoorDash, and all that to help sustain my family and do what I had to do. But I was miserable and I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I got a call to contract for SNUG for a music program. They had a music studio.
Love this.
They didn't know what to do with the music studio.
That's how you got in there.
So they called me because they know I'm a music guy. So I got a contract and I created a music program, Beat the Streets. Beat meaning bringing everyone all together. So I just said I use the music to do music therapy to try to help kids, to try to change the narrative, and try to give them some structure and some insight with making music and being creative. And so I started that with SNUG, and then just the work SNUG was doing already in the community, I was just attaching myself to them, pulling up to shooting responses and things of that nature. When they had shooting responses going on, when someone gets shot, then they'll convene and rally in a community near where the shooting took place, just to advocate and spread awareness. And then not too long after, I got called to get a job with SNUG as an outreach worker.
I love this.
So I became an outreach worker. When I was June of 23, I became an outreach worker, and I just felt like this is the one. It's just so everything's so happening for me. I'm loving it. I'm able to do what I naturally do, and it was just felt good, and that's just pushing me in a direction of outreach and just community engagement and just really getting out there, and just put me in my element. So now, thing about SNUG and DCJS, they give you extensive training. They train you very well, mental health training, just all kind of trainings to help you with your day-to-day and to make you more viable in your work that you do. And as I'm learning things about mental health, and we have a social worker that gives mental health to our participants and clients and to us as well. So just me being in that space and learning, I'm just learning more. I'm just learning a lot about myself at the same time. So now the more that I'm learning clinically and all these things, it's just teaching me about myself, and it's giving me another eye to see things that I didn't see in my community. I'm looking at things different and like, wow, like we hurting, like there's so much going on. These parents is hurting, these kids is hurting, these men hurting, like we hurting out here. And it's just in my heart to fix it. I always feel like I gotta fix something. I gotta help somebody, I gotta fix something, but...
Well, we glad you got God, so he can guide you on what to fix and what not to fix, because everything is not your assignment.
Absolutely, and I'm learning that too.
Just saying that to y'all. Everything and everyone is not your assignment.
Absolutely. You gotta learn, and that's a hard task for me to learn. That was hard, and I'm still going through it, but I'm getting better, but everybody is not your assignment.
But I just want to say this because I love that. I want you to understand, listen to how he's speaking, right? It just solidifies how God is always setting you up for the next thing. Like everything that you have said thus far has set you up for where you are right now.
Absolutely.
And I love that. That keeps me excited for you. And I know this program is going to be effective because, like you said, they got me. You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope. Even like he set you up. You doing music. Oh, let the people reach out to him for this program. And you just think you're going to be there doing music. And they're ministering to you. Why you doing this music? You seeing these kids going through this and you talking to them like, why you rapping about that? Blah, 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 blah. Now I'm gonna help you, but A, B, and C, you have any. He was growing you up. Ooh, I got chills. Listen here, nobody can tell me God don't be knowing, yo. Like,
yeah, he know.
He do not play about us. He will set you up, and then you be like, oh, that's why this happened. Oh, that's why this happened. It always makes sense. Maybe not in a moment, but sooner or later you be like, wow.
Absolutely.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Like,
so
that's awesome. That's
I never
awesome.
know what's coming. I know what I want to work toward. You always know. You don't know what the future have in store for you, honestly. We got plans. We have goals. We got... Those don't be, if it ain't God's plans, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, come on, sir.
That's one thing. If God don't have that in the books for you, it's not gonna happen.
Nah, it's not gonna work. What they say,
Honestly.
what do they say? You ever want to make God laugh? Tell him your plan.
Tell him your plan.
Like,
yeah.
that's perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfectly said, because he will shift that thing and be like, nah, fam, I got you doing something bigger. You think it's too small. I love this. I freaking love this.
That's how I feel with rapping. Like, not music, because I love music.
Yeah.
And music is such a powerful means to get out messages and to connect with people. But as a rapper, I read Charlemagne's book, Black Privilege.
Black Privilege, yeah.
In the chapter, F Your Dreams, that's when it hit hard. F
Period.
my dreams. I ain't a rapper. Like, nah. I said, what I'm doing now is far greater, it's far meaningful than being a rapper.
And you're reaching who you need to reach. And it's nothing against, nobody's saying to you, you know, don't follow Jesus. That's not that. You know what you're supposed to do and you know what you're not supposed to do. And if you don't, there's Jesus in therapy. But what he's saying is, the gift of music, yes, it still means all these things, but God is using it in a different way now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's basically what we're saying. You know, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
Boy, you ain't no joke. Listen, this is how many thought it started. I'm afraid of what else God gonna do with the series, man. Like, this was crazy. Like, I'm super excited for you. We're gonna close. So my last question, well, not even a question. I want to see, you know, what your response will be. Look, I'm over the one. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm getting chills because I love seeing and watching how God blesses His people. Like, that does something to my heart. It does something to my spirit. And if I wasn't who I am, I probably wouldn't even be doing this. But this is about getting His word out, understanding that God is real. I don't care what you're going through. He can shift things once you surrender. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have to surrender when we're in bad spots. Like he said, he had to be still. And sometimes some of us, we just have to just be still and let him do the work. So, but the goal is for you to understand God has no respect of person. He didn't forget about you. You have purpose. He doesn't make mistakes. So if he created you with a goal in mind. So you just have to tap in, get whatever you need to get, but just go forth. Just do what you need to do.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for coming. I'm super excited for you. I'm definitely supporting you, rooting for you. Let's get it. So my last thing is, I want you to tell me what comes to mind. I want to give you some words or some phrases, and you tell me what comes to mind. Don't be nervous. He said, okay. All right. So the first one is God. What comes to mind when I say God?
God, the one, everything, the head of my life. Without him, nothing possible. I could do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Favorite scripture.
Favorite.
All right. Community.
Community. What comes to my community? Healing. Community, and it's a community. We have to be there for one another. We got to get back to being a community. Got to get back to it takes a village to raise a child. We got to stop acting like other people's business isn't our business. It is our business to a degree. You know, you see a kid out, you see kids doing what they're supposed to do. You got to step in, man.
Yeah.
We got to step in. We all have a role to play. You know, a lot of times we take out our phone, record stuff, and laugh and make fun of things on social media, but it's real life people going through real life things in this community, and a little simple act of kindness could go a long way in somebody's life.
Absolutely.
So I just try to spread love, cheer every day, and try to make somewhat of a difference in my community.
All right. Great answer. Last one. Black man.
Black man, half, the man. Black man, the greatest being on this planet. It don't get better than a black man, a strong black man.
Yeah.
And to my black man, you're stronger than your circumstances. Everything that you're going through, it doesn't define you. It doesn't make you who you you are just makes you human. You know, and as a human, you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta tap into yourself, and you gotta want better and more for yourself because it's there for you, and you're great, and God got something great in store for you. Absolutely.
Matthew Harris, people. That was fire.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm overwhelmed. I promise you, I'm overwhelmed. Listen, tell the people where they can find you. Even let them know about SNUG as well. There's an email or...
Absolutely. You can
social
find me
media.
at Instagram at half_is_him. Half is him. I'm on Facebook, Matthew Harris. You can hit us on Facebook group, Hempstead SNUG. You can hit us at Hempstead SNUG on IG. You will see me around. I will be on more podcasts. I'll be back to see you as soon as you send me the invite. I'm here on your call. But just stay tuned, man. We spreading healing. We spreading love through our community, through the world, man. It's for my fellas, for my men, women, children, everybody, my black people.
Let's go. Listen, Mr. Matthew Harris, everybody, make sure y'all check him out. I know there's going to be a bunch of questions that you have because if I'm overwhelmed, I know y'all out there like, dang, I wish you could see my questions. I'm sorry we can't see your questions from here, but you are welcome to contact him with any questions. You're also welcome to contact me as well. Hot Mic Lady She Podcast on Facebook. Hot Mic Lady She _podcast on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok under something. I don't know what it is. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know what it is. I don't really do the TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not big.
But I'm up there as well. If you want to email me, hotmicwladyshe@gmail.com. If you have any questions about anything that we're discussing, if you want to be a guest up here, you know, you got to be right now. I only keep the real ones, okay? I only got time for the real this year. Like, that's it. That's what we're doing is real up here. So you're welcome to email me and contact me if you are interested. Also, like I said earlier, for those who may have come on late, it's Black History Year, but for this month specifically, if you guys need t-shirts, mugs, whatever the case may be, we have She's Got Tees. Also, I'm rocking one of my sweaters tonight, but you are welcome to contact me, she'sgottees@gmail.com, and She's Got Tees on Instagram and on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Matthew Harris.
Thank you.
Bless
and then,
you.
check
Bless
out my fitness page, Embody_Fitness LLC, if you want to connect me. And I am a lifestyle trainer. I don't do quick fixes. I don't do.
Well,
I want to get right for my birthday. I'm about to go on a cruise. I don't do that. I'm a lifestyle coach. If you want to change your lifestyle, your inside out, your mind, body, and soul, then I'm that person. You understand?
And his wife.
And my wife.
Come on now. We're going to get her up here too. Let's get it. Let's go.
She don't play at all.
Let's go. Let's go. Listen, I'm super excited for you, sir. Keep doing your work.
Thank you.
Because you need it.
Thank you.
Keep doing your work. I'm rooting for you for sure. And let's go. 2025 is different, baby. We rocking and rolling. We doing it different this year. That's a fact. But listen, everybody, thank you so much for coming on, and we will see you next go around. Make sure you subscribe to Hot Mic with Lady She on YouTube. You will see this, not today, but you will see this in the near future, the video for it. Invite some people on, help encourage them to subscribe. Look out for his program that's coming, and men, let's do your work. Let's get it together, y'all.
Let's go, let's do it.
We are our people, period. All right.